Good morning. I miss y'all. When I don't come on here, I do miss you, and I do get the plethora of inboxes of people that says, "Well, where is Pastor Jamila today?" And I said this to somebody. I said, "You know what? I am a wife first. I'm a wife first, and not only am I just a wife, I'm a mother, and so I have a plethora of titles. But the most important one that I want to talk to you today about is family. I want to say something to you. You need to hear this. You are an amazing parent. You're an amazing mother. You're an amazing father. In fact, my daughter just went up the timeline. Hey, Jill, how you doing? You are an amazing mother. You're an amazing father. You're an amazing grandparent. You're an amazing godmother, auntie, or whatever the title of authority happens to be. You are, in fact, an amazing parent. Sometimes your children can make you feel like you're the worst parent in the world. In fact, some people even have witnessed their children saying, "I can't stand you. You're the most horrible parent alive." That's not the case. Let me bring something to your attention. My husband is the most amazing father I've ever experienced, even that of my own. And so I want to tell you, good morning, how you doing? Love the dogs. So I want you to understand that you're an amazing parent. But I've learned so much, not just being married to my husband, but just in life dealing with you. Sometimes your children feel that you don't understand, that you are of a different Generation Pluto. You're a generation that is a quagmire of confusion, and you never know what they're going through because you don't. This generation is very different from the generation that we knew. I am 51 years young, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm 51. They do not understand, but even though they don't understand your voice, perhaps you need to introduce them to someone else's. Let someone convey things that you've always trying to say to them that they feel like you just don't get or understand. And it's okay. I am going to say this to you. You should not be abused by any means way. You should not. And God will give you the wisdom to get your authority and your power back. I know that all too well. However, sometimes someone can reach them when you can't. And it's okay to say that. Just because they can reach them and you cannot do that at this specific time doesn't make you a bad parent. Sometimes you have to bring in another voice. You have to bring in a bunch of different choices to help you get to what you want in your house. Understanding, love, compassion. What about this wonderful word called peace? Sometimes, in order for you to get peace, you have to grab a piece of the village to help you convey what it is you're trying to say. Mickey Howard, whom I love, God rest her soul, she said something, and I believe it was her. She said, "Experience is a great teacher," and it is. Suppose I told you that we as parents, we want to protect our children from the very teacher that taught us life. If they would just listen, if they would just say, "Mom, Dad, I'm going to listen to you because you got the experience that I need to become great or even greater than what you think I could be." I say this to my children. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be greater. And it may not seem like a lot of pressure, or it may seem like pressure, or whatever the pressure it is. I just want you to become who you want to be ultimately. This is something that I was taught a couple of days ago that the Lord taught me about parenting. He said, when they are little, you can control them. Because, come on, you turn on Coco Melon, you get you some good chicken nuggets, and you get them a good bedtime story, and they will go to sleep. Hey, Federica. But then something happens when they get, Iris, praying for you and Reggie. But then something happens and they get a little bit older. They begin to smell themselves. And so then the control turns into what? Guiding them. And then something happens called 18. And the control doesn't work and the guiding doesn't work. And it means that you have to sit back and look at everything you put in them come into fruition and say, "I know what I taught them is going to come to pass." The Bible said, "Train up a child in the way that it should go, and when it gets older, it won't depart from it." And right now, they're living like they have not gotten anything imparted in them at all. But it takes some time for the very thing that you prayed about, or the very thing that you put in them, to materialize, that you can see yourself. Sometimes you say, "Do I see myself in my child?" And you might not see it at that specific, the word is specific, at that specific time. But when life is teaching them a lesson, the thing that you taught them will stand up. And you'll see mommy, you'll see daddy, you'll see whoever those people are that you taught the lesson that you took and said, "I'm going to apply this when I need it." That takes time. It takes patience and a whole lot of prayer. Sometimes you have to take the hit And it hurts because the hit hurts. Let me help you with this, and this is going to blow your magically delicious, beautiful mind, cocoa melon mind. This is what it is. Have you ever heard somebody say, or your mother, I hope you get the same type, or I hope you have a child the same way that I did. Or if your mother say, you wait till you get older, you're going to have a daughter just like you. Now, wait a minute. I think you need to be careful saying that to a child. Here's the thing. You could possibly have the patience and the wherewithal to deal with that, and your child doesn't. But this is what you didn't think about. Come closer. Two people had a baby, not just one. So have you ever thought about, I was a good daughter. I was a great child. Where he come from? Where she came from? 1,000 people under the sound of my voice. You know it makes sense. Deshaun, hey baby, how you doing? Where did this kid come from? I never was a child like that. Is this payback from the way I treated my mom or my dad? This has got to be payback. Do you know that some payback has nothing to do with you? Because two people had a child. You could have been a great child, a great daughter, a great son. And then you get a child, you just be like, whose child is this? Because two people had a child. Which means as great of a mother you were, as great of a daughter you had, as great as a father you are, as great as a son you had, you possibly could get one child that had nothing to do with you, but maybe somebody that you too had a child with. You could be living with your daughter who is exactly like her daddy, or you could be living with your son that is exactly like his mama. No matter which way the pendulum swung, some personality showed up that had nothing to do with you. And guess what? That very thing that mother spoke over that child that was driving her crazy was birthed in your womb that had nothing to do with you. And guess what? Here is the good thing. You still got to love them just as hard. You may have to visit, the altar a lot of times, and you have to pray just as harder. But you sure better believe that God gave you that child because he realized something. No matter what happens, I knew you from the foundation of the earth. And I knew that you could handle that child. I am praying for parents all over the world today. And even though Job, he prayed and he sowed seeds and sacrificed for his children, unfortunately, he did lose some or all. Even if you're suffering the loss of a child, I'm praying for you because parenting is very hard. Parenting is something that you have to prepare for. Some of us just woke up and we just said, oh gosh, I'm having a child. All right, this is what I'll do. And even if your choice is whatever your choice is, you still have to understand that your choice is what it is. Parenting, I wish that everybody could be prepared for it. Hold on, wait. I wish that there was a blueprint on how to parent the right way. I wish there was a blueprint that you could pray to God, give me the blueprint to save my child from life. Give me a blueprint to save my child from the penitentiary. Give me a blueprint to save my child from an early grave. Give me a blueprint to keep my child's mind from suicide. Give me a blueprint to keep my child safe. There is no blueprint. The only blueprint that I can tell you is love them despite the pain they cause. Love them instead of saying, look, I want nothing to do with you at all. In fact, I'm going to handle you accordingly so I myself won't wind up in a psychiatric ward and or prison. Love is an amazing thing, but life can go against that love you have sometimes. With everything that you do it in love. And wait for the lessons you taught that child to come back to you, because it will. You may have to deal with the pain that they never want to speak to you about that might have been caused from another parent that's no longer in their life. Mothers, I applaud you, and I'm not going to wait for Mother's Day to tell you you're a good mother, because some child is telling you they hate you, you're a bad mother. Even some fathers, we applaud you. My husband is at a meeting, I'm getting ready to go meet my sugar lump. But parenting is hard, and I wish that everyone could be prepared for it. God is so crafty in everything he does. Click tag and share, baby. Click tag and share, baby. Let me blow your mind about that man we serve named Jesus. He's very crafty. He is wisdomatic. He tricked us. He did. He tricked us because he gave us these little things that have no teeth in their mouth. And they drool. They eat anything. Anything is a teething ring. Oh, you bring it home, it's just so cute. And then them jokers grow up and God says to tell you to kiss theirs. You never thought that. You never thought that you'd be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, this joker ain't come home. You never thought in 1,000 years that your child could. However, you still gotta love them. Even with their bad choices, you gotta love them. Even with their alternative lifestyles, you gotta love them. No matter what it is, let love be the principal thing, and understanding will follow. I'm praying for the parents all over the world. Even yours truly. I have one of those. That's why I'm very transparent. It's going to be all right. I pray that the Lord will give you the strength not just to hold on, but give you the intuitiveness to get power to get your peace back. I had to go through that recently. I pray that God gives you the power to get your peace back and that you don't fall to pieces trying to remain peaceful in a house that may be a bit cantankerous because of a child. They go through growing pains, and unfortunately, you have to hurt with them. I am Pastor Jameliah Gooden, and I love you all so much. Thank you for your time, and I'm praying for you, and I hope to see you tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be preaching the word of God, and I promise you, it's going to be the big payback, honey. We're going to whoop the devil's tail. If anybody need to get God, I think that we all can agree he does. I'm praying for your pain as a parent. I'm praying that God will allow you the wisdom and the instructions to handle every hard situation in their development. I love you, and I'll see you guys Monday. Set your notification because I don't want to miss you guys anymore. I love you. Thank you for being part of the Car Chronicles Movement and Unity Charlotte International Ministries. We love you. Life gets hard, and sometimes your children make it even harder. But I promise you, God will give you the wisdom and the strategy and the know-how to handle it all. Love you. Bye-bye.